So now we're going to attach the quick release to the actual hub now that we have that properly mounted. And we're going to mount it just like that, and everything lines up nice and neat, just like it should, right on target. Again, they did a great job on the machining of this, so everything fits exactly like it should. They include the screws, so you can get those started. And you can see it's going to be a very solid attachment. With all 6 of these screws in. So we'll go ahead and get it all tightened up, and then we'll get the other piece on the wheel and see how that looks. Right, so we're just going to finish tightening up all the bolts here. Make sure they're nice and secure. You want to get them nice and tight, but you don't want to over torque them. And that should do it. So then we're going to take the other part that goes with this and attach it to the steering wheel. And again, that's the top groove right here, and it slides right on. What could be easier in putting your quick release on than that? I don't know. I mean, I've had the ones that you squeeze the back and the spline goes on, but it's pretty easy too. But this really isn't. I mean, it's not any more difficult than that. So we'll see what it does once we get it mounted to the steering wheel. Okay, everything is attached to the back of the wheel. I'm only using 3 bolts here, but that's enough for a nice solid mount. It's not going anywhere. And let's see how it attaches. You slide it on, flip it down, and it's done. Let's move this around so you can see a little better. And that is a very tight connection. There's not going to be any kind of force feedback transmission loss with this connector. And again, it's easy as just taking it and flipping it up, and you're off. And you can put the other wheel back on, whichever one you're going to put on that has the same bracket on it, of course. Put it back down, and you're done. Not as quick as the old ring type that I had had the splines on it, but considering it's solid as a rock, I mean, I can't move it at all, then I think I can put up with just another, what, 2 seconds or so to make this thing fit in like it's supposed to. So now we have the wheel side of the quick releases mounted to 2 of my steering wheels that I use. This is a small 270 I use for open wheel cars. And I'm just going to demonstrate real quick how easy it is to disconnect these. You simply just, of course, push the lever up. And as I take it off, instead of just pulling it straight back, I do a little upward motion when I pull it off. Because remember, the bevels that we have on these sections here that fit down in the holes, I found that a little lifting action as I pull it off disengages them easier than just trying to pull them straight back. And that just makes sense, I guess. So I can pop the other wheel on, no worries, just as quick as that, and it's done. So it's just as quick as a ring, I would imagine, and not that quickness or how quick I can disconnect my wheel and put another one is really going to matter. I still got to change cars and things like that. It's not like I'm in a 24-hour Le Mans race where I'm changing drivers and I have to switch wheels out between them. It gets I don't know if it gets any easier in this, guys. I mean, this is a great, simple design, and it's very effective in what it does. There's just no movement in this whatsoever. I'm really pleased with it as far as that goes. And we'll do some final statements on the next section and wrap this up. So, final thoughts on the Holga Buffing quick release system. I think what strikes me the most about this quick release is how the design is simple, yet brilliant at the same time. It provides a tenacious mechanical connection. You're not going to have any force feedback transmission loss using this quick release. I can even tell the difference between having my wheels mounted directly to the motor and using this quick release.
I mean, that's just how good this thing is. Holga did a fantastic job on the quick release as far as the build quality being at a very high standard, very tight tolerances, and attention to detail throughout the manufacture process is pretty evident. As soon as you get one of these things in your hand, you know you're holding something substantial. And I don't know about you guys, but I've used a lot of quick releases over the years, and if they didn't have it right out of the box, a lot of them sooner or later have developed some lash, slop, or looseness, whatever you want to call it, where the mechanical connection is. In Holga's design, even if where it were to occur between the connecting surfaces, because of the bevels making that connection, all you would have to do to tighten things up is take that lever and maybe turn it like a half a turn or so and clamp it back down, and you'd have a nice solid connection again. It's just like we use on our bicycles quick releases. It's the same process to get things tight. So what are the cons? Well, not the cheapest quick release system out there, but you definitely get what you pay for, and they are priced around the same as the better or best quick release system currently out there. Also, currently there's no pass-through capability in the design for electrical. So that means you're going to have to use an external cable for any wheel you have out there with electronics, like this one. So, for me, this is not an issue. The USB cable I currently use on my wheels all but disappears when I start driving. But for some of you guys out there, this could be a real issue. But do know that Holga is working on several different solutions for this, and we'll just have to wait to see what he comes up with. So, bottom line here, you probably can tell I really do like this quick release system, and hats off to Holga for not just designing it, but caring enough to execute the construction out to such a high standard. You can really tell he really cared about what he was doing here. So I guess you can say that I can really recommend this to anybody out there who wants a quick release system for their steering wheels. I mean, you really can't beat this thing. So anyway, I guess that's all for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. And don't forget, we're still going to be loading up new reviews up shortly. So stop by often and take a look. I'm Barry Rowland, and thanks again for watching the Sim Racing Garage channel.